Carbohydrates represent an important component of many foods, and here the picture represents an example and a list of these products. Carbohydrates are present in cereals, tubers like potatoes, but also, of course, breakfast cereals, fruits, some vegetables, and of course every kind of candies and sweets we can eat. So carbohydrates are an important and large group of nutrients. They are divided into simple and complex carbohydrates. Overall, carbohydrates represent at least the 50–55% of the entire amount of energy we introduce through the foods every day, at least according to the majority of dietary guidelines. Simple carbohydrates are also called sugars, are constituted by glucose, fructose, galactose, and all the disaccharides. While complex carbohydrates, they are polysaccharides, they are big molecules like starch and cellulose. But let's have a look to most of them. We call simple sugars these three monosaccharides: glucose, fructose, and galactose. They are found in many foods, not often as monosaccharide, but mainly bound together to create more complex carbohydrates. However, after the digestion of all carbohydrates in foods, they are released and absorbed as monosaccharides, mainly glucose. Combining together two of these three monosaccharides, we can obtain different molecules called disaccharides. Most important disaccharides are sucrose, which is composed by glucose plus fructose, and it is our common table sugar; lactose, glucose plus galactose; and maltose, which is composed by two molecules of glucose, which is present in fermented cereals like the malt used to produce some beer, for example. If a common feature of all simple sugars is represented by the sweet taste, complex sugars like starch, they are not sweet. Starch is present in cereals and all foods derived from cereals, like bread, pasta, but also it is present in potato. Starch is the molecule drawn on the right side of this picture, and it is represented by a sequence of hundreds of glucose molecules bound together. When we digest starch, we broke down the sequence of glucose molecules into simple glucose. These glucose will be then absorbed and at the small intestine level. Once absorbed, the glucose is very quickly released in the bloodstream, and the glucose concentration in the blood is an important biochemical parameter called glycemia, which is strictly controlled by at least two important hormones known with the name of insulin and glucagon. Fasting glycemia is considered normal when it is between 60 and 100 mg per deciliter. But if after digestion almost all carbohydrates are absorbed in the form of glucose, why it is so recommended to reduce simple sugars in the diet and focus our attention and the diet to complex sugar? This is due to the fact that while glucose from complex sugar is absorbed slowly, glucose from simple sugar requires very few moments to be digested, and it is immediately absorbed. So if we look at the graph here, we have the black line, which represents the glycemia after the ingestion of some sugars. In this case, we have a rapid and high increase of glycemia, while glycemia increase much more slowly if we ingest the same amount of carbohydrates as complex carbohydrates like those present in bread. When glycemia goes up quickly and when it reaches high level, and if this is repeated day after day, well, this has been related to the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. So now we know the reason why it is so suggested to reduce the amount of simple sugar and prefer to introduce carbohydrates in the form of complex sugars. Please continue with video number 4 to have some information on lipids and proteins.